Right, so we're out for a little morning walk. I don't know if you can hear this properly because I never thought to test to see if I need a microphone or not, which I probably do, don't I? Or a portable microphone. It's nice and quiet, apart from some train sounds, but that's fine. It's a lovely little walk through this woods. Why am I making this, I guess? Well, I keep getting this thought, this idea, and they always say that if you're going to do something, you just need to start. So I'm starting, and in true fashion, I'm not really properly prepared. And I look a little bit of a mess this morning because I've just got up out of bed and thought, right, I'm going to start. I'm going to do it. We do it. God, I was listening to something this morning. I was just so like, you got to do it. You got to make the chances. You got to take the chances. You got to make the decisions. Okay, calm down, bro. Calm down. So yeah, I'm probably too softly spoken. So I'm going to listen to some of this back and see if you can actually hear what the hell I'm saying. So yeah, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I suppose it's something that I suppose has been on my mind for a long time, which is about the principle of just generally kind of slowing down, disconnecting from your phones and devices, and coming back into the real world. So I grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and obviously that was in the dark ages, as far as some of you will be concerned. But actually I think now, more and more with hindsight, I think we had it pretty much good. I'm not saying that the economy where I lived was great, it really wasn't. But in terms of quality of life and happiness, don't know. I grew up in that age where, you know, we had a bit. Sorry, I've got a fly on the back of my hand. We grew up without the internet, without our mobile phones, without texting, and I realised that as part of me, maybe it's because it was wired when I was a child. I should swap hands because it's really tiring. There's part of me that thinks that you know, that was kind of a good environment to grow up in as a kid. And it's something that I've been thinking about is that more the way that we're meant to work? Is that more the way that we're meant to be as human beings? I don't think we're meant to be chronically online. So I'd got to thinking about this. Okay, what's your point? God, the birds are so loud sometimes. So I got to thinking, like, what is it I wanted to try to get across on this channel? And I don't think I've got a clear answer, to be quite honest. I think I'm just going to do it and see what happens. You see, there's lots of facets to it, and that's why wasn't exactly sure which way to take this, because I kind of want to talk about looking after yourself, maybe improving your mood and things like that, but also, which I think is kind of tied into it, is the getting yourself offline more and living in the real world again. Because I used to be someone who was, sort of got gradually sucked more and more into being online, and finding myself wasting a lot of time there and a lot of energy there. And to some extent, I think it's fair to say I still do to some degree. Probably spend way too long watching YouTube videos about things rather than actually doing them, that kind of thing. Maybe you can relate to that. And I often watch people's channels, not quite Twin Peaks, but if you get that reference, you get that reference. So yeah, I watch other people do this stuff all the time. God, why is there always runners when you're trying to do a video, honestly? I always feel too self-conscious to keep going. So thoughts were around things like improving fitness generally, getting back out into the real world more often, and also physical media, because I kind of love physical media too. I've fallen back in love with it again, thanks to many YouTubers who've been covering this stuff for a long time, so good on you. And I'm still kind of subscribed to various, Netflix and what have you, but actually I find that I enjoy the mindfulness of selecting a movie or a TV show to watch on disc and then just sitting down watching it. At times it's still an ongoing struggle to not use my phone whilst I'm watching, but I'm getting better at it. It's one of the reasons I love cinema and going to the cinema. It's because I can't, and it makes me just watch without interruption, which I really love. So physical media was another aspect of it. Of all forms really, books, videos, things like that. CDs even, I sometimes buy CDs as well. I'm also, as I said, like working on my own sort of general fitness. I think most of us could relate that post-COVID, our fitness took a dive, or at least many of us will. I've been going to the gym reasonably regular before that. Not amazing, but I was. And then we had that period of time where we were inside, we didn't do very much. And I kind of, unfortunately, I feel I got into a habit of just being sat in the house all day. And it just got way too comfortable. So now I'm trying my best to get outside a lot more often, get to the gym a couple of times a week, push them 10. Why am I doing that? I can see the benefits. And I feel better for doing it. So yeah, and just actually there's something about it, isn't there? It's just like when you're doing things like weights or running or whatever, something about the metrics, isn't there? So about seeing the to explain that better, like being able to steadily see what you can lift go up over time does actually feel good. And you say, especially if you can be mindful about it and think about the fact that there was a point where you couldn't do that, and literally it would have crushed you if you tried to attempt that, is really interesting. I'm doing this morning, so I'm out on a little morning walk, as you can see, and just try to get off to a better start in the day. And I thought maybe if I vlog it, or whatever it's called now, and then maybe there's other parts of the times when I talk about physical media releases and things that I like. God, I wish there's a way I need to get, because this is hurting my arm big time. I don't know if you've ever tried this, walking with the camera in front of you like this. It's so, yeah, so thinking about physical media releases, discussing them. I'm no expert in reviewing, but I'll give it a shot. See what you think. And yeah, I'll maybe just talk about other things and general life improvements to consider for yourself whilst I'm on, and things that I'm trying for myself. Actually, bit of a hill coming up, so this is I might get more out of breath now. So actually, here's something to start off on. Just this morning, as I was trying to get set off for this walk, I thought, what is the evidence behind, because I grew up in that age where you must do 10,000 steps a day. I was like, What is the evidence for that? Just a very quick Google search this morning revealed an article in the Financial Times that said not an awful lot really. It definitely helps, no question about it, it definitely helps. You're looking at like 48, 52% reduction in mortality compared to doing just 2,000 steps a day. So quite significant. But what's not so obvious to us is that there's diminishing returns on investment with steps. So doing around 5,000 to 7,000 has probably the most optimal bang for your buck in terms of improving your health and reducing your mortality. So yeah, if you, like me, or somebody who thinks I can't do bloody 10,000 steps a day, you're joking. Like A, that's a bit dull, unless you've got a specific walk in mind. And B, that's an awful lot of time as well that you might frankly not want to spend walking around. And if you're in the UK like me, our weather isn't exactly the best. So we're hitting autumn now, and there's going to be great big parts of the season where it's going to be very difficult to walk because the weather's going to be crap. And I'm going to be real with you, usually when the weather's crap, I can't be bothered to go out for a walk. So maybe that will change. Maybe I'll get some better gear and drag myself out in the pouring rain like a lunatic, and I'll become one of the lunatics who does things like that. Maybe they should go to the lunatic centre. But yeah, so there you go. So that's why I'm out this morning, that's why I'm out on a walk. And I thought, well, if I start the day doing something that I've thought about doing for a long time, maybe that's a good start to the day. So what's your one thing that you've wanted to get started? Or, more importantly, what's your one thing that you've been meaning to finish for ages? Because that's where you're going to get your best rewards. It's finishing stuff off and finishing that loop, that reward cycle loop in your brain. And then you can go, I did that. I'm not totally useless. I'm capable of doing things. And guess what? If you do that enough, your brain will start believing that, and you'll start doing more of it, and you'll slowly start feeling better about yourself. So there we go. So I'll leave you with that, and I don't know what the next video will be about. It might be out on a walk, it might be sat at home talking about Blu-rays or books. I have no idea. But let's just get this started and see where we go. Bye for now.